What's up, y'all? New Brighton here. This gonna be a real quick video. I was sitting here thinking on the word spirit and why that word is so significant into the religion cultures. And one thing that I noticed when you're dealing with philosophers and religion and all these stories that they tell you in these books and these texts, and a lot of these stories that they got, out the Bible, came from ancient Kemet. So one thing that I noticed that I said, okay, spirit, you break that down. I said, when you want to consume and harvest a solar beings, how do you do that? Or how did they start doing it on a massive scale when you're dealing with the word soul? Because soul is short for solar energy. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, you know what? How do you do that? You have to give them a fictitious character. And everybody knows about Jesus Christ. It's the biggest religious, I'm gonna just say, character, because when you look at Jesus and you look at allegedly what he did on the planet, but there's no tomb. Where's his tomb? Where's his tomb? The easiest, and that's what's so crazy about the story, because they say that in 3 days he rose from the dead, and the tomb was empty. Makes sense on why you would say that, because if you're looking at it from a CSI standpoint and you did an investigation, you would have to have some type of story that fits that. What's the easiest story? That he rose in 3 days. Because you know why? Because there was never a Jesus Christ. The Bible is basically the Bible is basically a Harry Potter book. A lot of people's going to get offended from it. A lot of people's going to, say, this is, satanic or something like that. But they don't really, when you start thinking and looking at stuff logically, the Bible doesn't make sense. First, you break down the word by Baal. By means two. And the Elohims, right? The so-called fallen ones. That's what the word Bible means. It gives you a bipolar attitude, a bipolar emotions. You're happy with your husband or wife 1 minute, and then you're mad at them the next. But it's more of a mental push on you. So I'm sitting here like, how do you kill a soul? You have to have something to kill a soul. You kill a soul. How do you kill a soul? You kill a soul with spirit, with spiritual energy, with the lunar frequency energy, because the lunar energy can be controlled by solar energy. It can be controlled. It can be controlled. So how do you consume a soul? What do? You give them a character by the name of Jesus Christ. You give them a character, then you give them, after that, you give them some type of a fairy tale that goes with it. And you have to give them a spiritual mind frame. Spiritual mind frame. Spirit. So when Jesus was put on the cross, and the Roman had got orders to make sure that Jesus was dead, to put the spear inside of him, they had to spear him. Spear. That's where they got the word spirit. They to put the spirit inside Jesus. So how do you consume a soul? How do you kill a soul? You spirit it. You give them a spirit philosophy, a lunar spiritual philosophy. You don't give them a solar philosophy. You give them a lunar spirit philosophy. So that's the reason why, because everything in the Bible, it's metaphors. The metaphor for spirit that they had used this was to kill the soul with the spirit. So how do you do that? You spear Jesus on the cross, so the people with souls will follow the spirit and not the solar energy, but the spirit energy. How do you do that? Through religion, through the Bible. So that's where the word spirit came from. I mean, not the word spirit came from, but the philosophy of Jesus being speared on the cross is the philosophy of killing a soul. How do you kill a soul? You spirit. You give them something else. You give them a Harry Potter book, because that's all the Bible is a Harry Potter book. A lot of people going to get offended, but I was just sitting here chilling. I'm in a hotel room right now, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the spirit video, because people have to understand that everything they do, they put in your face. It's right in your face. That's the reason why allegedly the Roman soldier speared Jesus, because what they were doing was they were killing the soul and replacing it with spirit, because spirit and soul is not the same. People say it's the same. It's not. So when they said Jesus got speared on the cross, they had to spear him. They speared him. That's where spirit came from. The philosophy of spirit, because they wanted to consume the soul. Now, if you look at the so-called black race, the black race that's living in America, the #1 country on the world, but then they're still on the bottom. So obviously the spirit is working, because the soul is gone. So breaking down the word spirit, man, that's where it came from. It's all metaphor. Spirit. With the spear, they put the spear inside Jesus. That's how you kill a soul. You spear it. So that was just a quick video. Like, subscribe. It's New Brighton. I'm out.